Coming up on Mountain News this morning, there was a school bus crash in Perry County yesterday with more than 30 students inside. And House Bill 5 is finally making its way to the Senate floor after making its way through a committee.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. We are coming up on 5 a.m. on Friday, March 15th. Now let's check in with meteorologist Tim Drawbridge for a look at your forecast this morning.
Good morning, Olivia. Good morning, everyone. All right, who got woke up by the weather this morning? Yeah, some good claps of thunder and lightning streaks across our skies, and yes, the heavy rain as well. Things a little blurry on our camera, but nonetheless, it's 55 with the raindrops. We'll get the windshield wiper action going up there. In the meantime, the weather headline shows that the aerial coverage of our action is in the process of decreasing right now. And we'll maintain the shower threat into this evening before we end up dealing with a 50-50 weekend again. Fortunately, the bad aspect of the 50 will end up leading to a very chilly start to the work week next week. Temperature-wise, pretty much 50s and close to 60 across the region. Pinpoint Doppler radar shows the heaviest of action now as you make your way up toward West Virginia, just around Norton Points eastbound. We have a burst of rain across Harlan County and more heavy rainfall straddling the Kentucky-Tennessee line as you end up basically making your way from Bowling Green over toward Monticello Points south. We broaden the view out real quick. And again, right along the Kentucky-Tennessee border is where I think we have the more widespread heavy rainfall over the next few hours. This afternoon, the high to 67 as we maintain that shower threat into tonight. More about the first alert 7-day forecasts coming up in a few moments. Olivia?
All right, Tim, thank you. One man was flown to a hospital after a crash involving a school bus and a motorcycle yesterday in Perry County. The crash happened on the intersection of Kentucky 15 and Kentucky 28. Police say nobody on the bus was hurt, but the man on the motorcycle was flown to UK Hospital. His name and condition is not known. The Perry County school bus was taking 33 kindergarten to 12th grade Buckhorn students home from A.B. Combs. It's unclear what led to the crash. A Southern Kentucky Circuit Court clerk has been removed from office by the Kentucky Supreme Court. Joseph J.S. Flynn is suspended amid some allegations by his staff. The Supreme Court released a 20-page opinion and documents detailing numerous allegations involving a hostile work environment, allegations of sexual misconduct and harassment. Flynn was removed from office, but he had been suspended with pay. Severe weather hit parts of Kentucky hard yesterday. Governor Beshear says tornadoes touched down in Gallatin and Trimble counties and possibly in Carroll County. Thousands of people lost power. This is video from Trimble County where several homes were damaged. No deaths and only minor injuries have been reported. Lawmakers wasted no time yesterday discussing House Bill 5. Thursday, right at 9 a.m., Democrats from both the House and the Senate chambers spoke with reporters to express their concerns with the legislation, which they say would criminalize homelessness and increase the number of incarcerated Kentuckians. After the news conference, the Senate Judiciary Committee passed House Bill 5, which now goes on to the full state Senate.
It is crucial that the public and legislators understand the potential harmful beginnings.
House Bill 5 was passed by the Senate Judiciary Committee. It passed by a vote of 7-3. Notably, committee chairman Senator Whitney Westerfield voted no. He said he would provide an explanation for his vote on the Senate floor. Yesterday, a House committee discussed a bill that would end diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts in higher education. The sponsor says Senate Bill 6 would stop schools from forcing people to endorse beliefs against their own. Opponents say it would stifle speech and lead to more discrimination. The House Committee on Education meets after the House adjourns. Governor Andy Beshear hosted a Team Kentucky update yesterday. In that update, some of the highlights were upgrades for parks and recreation spaces throughout Kentucky. There were 32 projects selected, and the projects will receive a total of nearly $4 million. Governor Beshear also says KSP seized more than $4.8 million in drugs for the month of February, which was accompanied by nearly 240 drug-related arrests. From Apple Red Legal Aid to the East Kentucky Science Center and incarceration outreach programs, the names John and Jean Rosenberg hold a lot of weight in Eastern Kentucky. Yesterday, the city of Prestonsburg celebrated its local supporters of progress by opening a space created with them in mind. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has more from Floyd County.
Mama taught me all you need is love.
We aim to create a space that feels like an Eastern Kentucky front porch. Throughout the planning, it became clear that two pillars of our community distinctly encapsulated everything we hope to accomplish in this physical space.
3, 2, 1.
A ribbon cutting for Rosenberg Square. The city of Prestonsburg celebrated its colorful corner of community Thursday, honoring Jean and John Rosenberg, a couple who have spent decades advocating for Appalachian people.
He said, I guess we were always just trying to build the kind of world we wanted to live in. Because of your values, because of your efforts, because of your vision and compassion, this little corner of the world has certainly been made so much better.
A place for community to coexist, with a mural to share the couple's story of coming to the mountains, caring for the mountains, and growing in the mountains.
We're walking each other on.
But in reality, it was John Rosenberg that brought my wife and I here because they're the ones that got the Science Center built.
With friends and neighbors stopping by the Star City to congratulate the couple.
We're so pleased that so many of our friends were able to come. Some came a distance, and you don't do any of these efforts on your own. You do them as part of a community or with a group.
Saying there is no one more deserving of the honor or more humble.
We certainly see Floyd County going in the right direction, and we appreciate all of that. And if we can hopefully continue to be a part of it, then this space will have been justified.
Well,
don't you think?
no, I'm still lobbying for them to change the name every 3 years.
Yeah, fine. We both agree that could happen.
Channeling compassion, cultivating change, and creating community. In Prestonsburg, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Thank you.
The Rosenbergs say they are honored and a little embarrassed to be celebrated by their own city. And while the square is still not finished, they say neither is their work. The Kentucky River Regional Jail Work Release Program spends a lot of time working in the community, with much of the time spent cleaning up along roads and at cemeteries. On Thursday, the program participants, jail staff, the Perry County Sheriff's Office, as well as athletes from Buckhorn School were all in the Buckhorn community cleaning up trash. Jailer Minor Allen says having the students help out is special.
Their high school is located in this area that they will be hopefully getting back into this summer. And so, I mean, they're really doing a self-serving type thing when they're cleaning.
Allen says the focus right now is cleaning up in locations where debris is left from the 2022 flood. However, littering is a huge problem in many areas, and he hopes this encourages folks to keep their communities clean. And thanks for getting your day started with us here on Mountain News this morning. Still to come, long COVID is here to stay for some of us, but recent studies suggest it could be affecting children more than anyone else.
And on this Friday morning, we're off to a wet start. I'm sure a few of you were woken up by the thunder. The pinpoint Doppler radar shows some lighter action. How does the rest of your Friday look? We'll let you know. Your first alert 7-day forecast through the weekend and St. Patrick's Day coming up right after this.